All right, Fred. Couple questions for you. First one is going to go to Josh Lewenberg from TSN.
Hey, Fred. We were speaking to Alex earlier. He told us that there was understandably some tension in the locker room after the uh, loss the other night against Philadelphia. Nick said earlier that it was more of a seriousness than a tension, but in either case, it's clear how much you guys wanted this win, needed this win. Understanding that it's just one game, from an emotional standpoint, how much can a win like this do to sort of take that weight off the shoulder a little bit?
It just feels good, man. You know, that first win is hard to get in any season. And yeah, I mean, losing three in a row at any time of the season is not acceptable around here. And I think a lot of guys is fired up, and there's a core group here that's kind of we know what each other is thinking at all times, but sometimes things just need to be said out loud. So I think guys, enough was enough, and it was time to get a win. And some things were addressed, and not that that's the reason why we won, but I think it was just time, and we were very close in all three games. We should have won all three games, but we didn't, and you got to continue to keep making plays, and tonight we were able to do that.
When did you guys find out that Pascal wouldn't be playing tonight, and what was your reaction to the decision?
This morning, and that's our guy. I don't think anybody's happy to see him not play, but that was a decision that came down, so we roll with it. We're all in this together, and everybody makes mistakes, and it's an internal issue, and we'll keep it at that.
Thanks, Fred. Happy New Year, man.
Thank you.
Let's go next to Michael Grange from Sportsnet.
Hey, Fred. What's the dynamic like when it's you, Kyle, and Norm? You all had strong games today, and what is there something to that having three wings, all who can attack the basket and all can create shots for others that works?
I think it was just time. It was time for Norm. It was time for him to play well, and it was just good timing and more opportunity, obviously, with Pascal being out. So I think, anytime Norm plays like above 25 minutes, around that 25, 30-minute range, he usually plays well for us. And the hard part about that is, you got to play well to get those minutes. So, we go through this, often, and it was time for Norm to play well. Kyle's been good for us in every game. I've been up and down a little bit. So it was just good timing, and all three of us just playing off of each other out there. But Norm gave us a great start, especially a good spark to start the game.
Appreciate it. And just out of curiosity, when a decision like that is made about Pascal, how is it explained? Like, is it told during shoot around in a meeting or something, or like how does that information get out?
Yeah, pretty much. Just letting everybody know what the situation is, and what went into making the decision and what the decision is, and the rest of us fall in line and go from there. So this is something that is not going to linger around. It's done and over with. He was great. He was great. He handled it very well. He was a great energy for us on the bench tonight, even though he wasn't playing. And we can't wait to get him back out there with us.
I appreciate it. Have a great 2021.
Thank you.
Going next to Doug Smith from the Toronto Star.
Hello, Fred. Happy almost New Year's.
Thank you.
You talked a minute ago about not accepting losing, and your core group is it's just unacceptable to lose three games in a row. How do you impart that? When do you decide we better talk about this? Like, it's not unsaid anymore. We got to say it.
You just go with your emotions and kind of, go off how you feel. And I think the way we lost, and, there's sometimes, we trust Nick and his demeanor, and he usually doesn't like to talk about things right after the game. So sometimes we just bring it in and focus on it the next day. But I think after that game, it was just a time, you just got to kind of read the room and fill out where things are as a team and as a leader. And, I think it was just time for some things to be said. And, we got the guys that have been here have to continue to play better, and we got to continue to lead with our play. But, sometimes we got to say things out loud and not assume that everybody knows, what to do around here. So we all expect to win, and we haven't been playing up to our standards, but we got to take tonight and build on it.
Do you think people forget those standards, or they become sort of commonplace and you got to reinforce them again? Like, is that the kind of thing that's going on?
Yeah, you could find yourself cruising a little bit and forgetting how hard it is to win in the NBA, and forgetting that you have to somebody has to make plays. It's like a group thing where it's just everybody's waiting on the next guy to make the play, but you got to do your job individually and make plays. And it's not just offense, not just making shots. It's Kyle had a play tonight, you know, late in the game with a crackback, you know, stealing the ball, getting a jar and a rebound loose. It was not a 50-50 ball as far as the 80-20, 20% chance he got it, and he went and got it. And I don't think, you know, we look back after that moment. So there's those type of plays that you got to imprint on this team and continue to make those type of plays, and that's what we need to do to win. We're not going to go out there and out-talent anybody this year. We gotta do the little things.
Great. Thanks very much, Fred. Have a great 2021.
Thank you. You too.
2 more for you, Fred. First one's going to Mike Ganter from the Toronto Sun.
Hey, Fred. You guys have, everything's been so certain in terms, or not, maybe not certain, but sort of set in terms of rotations and roles in certainly the past 2 years. All of a sudden this year you come in and, I mean, you still get your core, but there are guys, you know, center position, coming off the bench. It's all sort of, there's a lot of question marks. How tough is that to adjust to?
I mean, so far we lost 3 in a row, so obviously it's pretty tough. But you know, we're not making any excuses. There's certainly a bunch of excuses to be had, but you know, there's no growth in making excuses. There's no way to get better that way. And so, like I said, I think the core guys got to continue to raise our level and bring the rest of those guys along with us. But I think for the most part, the new guys haven't been the problem. It's been us and me specifically. So I feel like, you know, we keep continuing to raise our level of play, bring those guys along. It increases the entire team. And you saw tonight a guy like Alex Len step in there and make big shots, make big plays around the rim. That's what we continue to need. So I think when we play well, it instills more confidence in guys and allows them to raise their level. And we got to continue to do that.
Does it feel like there's some certainty coming in terms of roles and how the minutes are going to be dispersed, or are we still a ways away from that?
We're still a ways away. I think you know, it's something that we continue to talk about and try to figure out, and guys find their role and find their niche on the team and find the minutes and the rotations. But again, I think the more we play better, the easier it is for Nick and the coaching staff to not have to search every game just to try to pull a win out. I think, you know, once we all fall into our natural roles and our positions, and things will flow a little bit better, and that way we can lock a rotation down. But you know, when you're searching, you know, anything's on the table, so it's hard to get a rhythm that way.
Gotcha. All right. Thanks, Fred. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you.
Final question for you, Fred, is going to Karen Loftus from WFLA in Tampa.
Hey, Fred. Nice to meet you. Coach was saying that you guys did a better job attacking tonight. Do you agree, first of all? And then also, do you think that it was the most well-rounded offensive performance? Obviously, you guys got the win, so that speaks to that. But just moving the ball, scoring in different ways from beyond the arc in transition, and just having a well-rounded offensive performance.
Yeah, I agree. I think we definitely attacked a little bit more tonight. I think sometimes in the flow of the game, you can get caught up in officiating and just the flow. And when you're not getting rewarded for driving in there, sometimes it can take your aggressiveness away. So I think there was certainly some of that in the other games. And teams are giving up a bunch of threes to us, you know, this year for whatever reason. So we've been taking a lot of the shots that were open. And I think tonight we just made a more concerted effort to keep attacking the rim. And we were able to find some success there. And yeah, it was definitely, I don't know if it was our best offensive performance, but definitely we executed better. We screened harder. We played with more pace. We played with more force. And, you know, I think we just made, you know, a more concerted effort to stick to what we do every day in practice and not just go out there and hoop. So, you know, I was happy with the way that we played on offense tonight.